Rachel. This is the second part in a series dedicated to the parents of people that self-harm. And this one is going to be all about approaching your child that self-harms. Now, I've actually been the one that was self-harming, okay, and it was so difficult. And I can only imagine as a parent, I mean, I've had loads of conversations with my parents about this. Approaching your child that self-harms is so difficult, okay? You don't know you don't even know what you're going to say, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how you feel, you don't know how you're going to react, but you know deep down it's something that you need to do, okay? Now, you can wait for them to come to you, okay? You can wait for them to come to you. That might, but in my opinion, I think that's the coward's way out, okay? I think that you've got to do the approaching. You're the parent, you've got to be the stronger one in this situation, okay? They're the one that's dealing with the emotional stress, the emotional difficulties or the mental difficulties, okay? And they rely on you as a parent to help them. Now, the chances are they're probably a teenager, okay, and they act like they don't want help, okay, but deep down they do, and they need it, okay? You've got to be the parent, you've got to be the strong one that has to approach them. So in the beginning, the decision, I personally believe, should come from you. You should be the one approaching them. Don't wait for them to come to you, because you could be waiting for a long time, and it's going to eat up inside of you. So if you have reason to believe that they've self-harmed, okay, you've got to be the one to make the decision that says to approach them. I'm going to do a video for the young person that self-harms about approaching the parents, but I personally think that it all has to come from you, okay? You're the parent, you're the one that needs to have the mental strength, the emotional strength to make that first decision. Okay, so what I want you to take into consideration, guys, is that they don't want to be judged, okay? They absolutely don't want judgment. If you approach them with a firm voice, or you approach them with judgment, everything they say you throw back at them or whatever, they are going to close off, okay? And if you do that and they close off, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to go around in circles, and they're going to really struggle to open up to you at all, okay? So that first initial conversation, that approach is so important. You've got to be forgiving, you've got to be non-judgmental, you've got to be open. I think above all, the most important thing is that you've got to be a listener, okay? You've got to listen to every single detail that they're saying. Whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it is not important. You have to be the ears, okay? You've got to listen to what they're saying. Now, I've spoken to a lot of people on social media recently, and in the past in real life, about this whole parent-child relationship when it comes to self-harm. And a lot of young people struggle to actually approach their parents about it. I give them advice and say, I think you should approach them, because a lot of parents don't understand it. And I hope you guys, you parents that are watching this, you're going to watch these videos and you are going to have a better understanding. But the point I'm trying to make here is that they need you, okay? But they're so worried about you being judgmental, about you being angry. Personally, I've really struggled for a long time to understand why a parent would be angry at their child because they're having emotional difficulties. Personally, I think that's stupid. But if you've created that environment, this is why they're afraid to approach you, okay? So you're going to have to just start all over again, and you're going to have to be forgiving of them, okay? Don't think just because in your upbringing, depression wasn't a thing and you had a really great childhood or whatever, and you don't understand why they're depressed or self-harming. You have to open your mind and be more accepting of the fact that they are not like you in that aspect, okay? They are struggling, they are going through difficulties, and you're going to have to approach them, and you're going to have to do it in a way that is very forgiving, very non-judgmental, and very open, okay? Don't do the talking, okay? Ask the questions, but mostly do listening, okay? You need to be able to understand them. You need to understand what they're going through, what they're thinking, how they're feeling. And you're not going to do that by barking orders at them, being firm with them, being angry with them, being cross, okay? You've got to approach them so delicately, so carefully. But the more you ask questions, the more you listen to them, the more they are going to be able to approach you in future circumstances, the more they're going to be able to be honest with you, okay? And that's what you need. If you're all closed off, all angry, and you're not listening, they are going to disassociate themselves from you, okay? And you don't want that in your relationship, do you? Of course you don't. You want them to be able to come to you when they've got their problems, be able to open up to you. So your first initial approach of understanding why they self-harm is so important, and you've got to make the best of this, okay? You only get one chance to make a first impression. Now, as much as they're your kid and they should do everything you say, I'm sorry, the ball is in their court on this one. You're going to have to be careful. Also, just don't build it up so much in your head that you think, oh, Jesus Christ, if I balls this up, they're never going to speak to me again. No, you can change. You can try a different approach next time. But another thing that I sincerely suggest to you is that if they're not ready to speak to you about it, okay, don't pester them, don't badger them, don't force it out of them. They'll come to you when they're ready. But just make that first move. Just say, look, I think I've reason to believe that you've been self-harming for whatever reason. Please, I really want to talk about it. If you don't, I completely understand, but please come to me when you're ready, okay? I really love you, I really care about you, and it's important that we understand each other, okay? I just want to help you, okay? Show them that love, show them that respect and that understanding that you guys need to talk it out when you're both ready, okay? If you're ready, that's great. If they're not ready, just hold off a little bit and come back to them at another time, okay? Timing is everything here, okay? If they're down in the dumps, if they feel really crappy about it, that might not be the right time to approach them. You can try, but if they don't want to talk about it, you need to respect that, okay? But if they're feeling, if they look like they're having a good day, that might be the time to approach it. Try to keep it informal, okay? Try to be more like, you know, let's just have a casual chat or whatever, okay? It's really important. Unfortunately, I opened up to my mum about my first ever suicidal thoughts when we had an argument, okay? And that happens a lot of the time, but it's not constructive. Okay, yeah, it was great, we got everything out in the open, and that is obviously a good thing, but having an argument beforehand wasn't great. So, yeah, that's just my advice, okay, guys? Be a listener, be gentle, don't be judgmental, and talk and approach them, and don't force it out of them. Let them be ready for you, okay? Anyway, guys, if you have any questions, leave comments below, message me or whatever. More parents videos coming up soon. All the best, guys. Thank you. Bye.